Hello my magical light being, and welcome to this video today. My name is Shalita. Welcome to my channel. My channel is all about magical consciousness, and today we got an exciting share. Today we're going to be talking about the spiritual ego, aka the ego undercover. If you are familiar to my videos, you know that I got my laptop to the side in regards to more educational videos. I don't got a photographic memory, whatever you call that. I don't have that, so I have it to the side to be able to speak what I want to say, what I took notes of before creating this video, the downloads that I received, because it just came through this morning. I started writing on my laptop. I started like the whole download came through, and I was like, this is the time. We need to share this with the world. So here we are. So we're going to dive into it. What is the spiritual ego? You know, what are my experiences with the spiritual ego? How can you move through this? How can you let that go? How can you discern between what is actually empowerment and what is the undercover ego trying to empower you to stay where you are? So what is the spiritual ego? Within the spiritual community, we hear a lot about the concept of the ego because we have become aware that this is not us. Our feelings are not us. Our thoughts are not us. They are moving through us. We are the one observing our thoughts and feelings. We are the ones navigating them. They are not us. And so we as well become aware of the voice that is protecting us, that wants to keep us safe and wants to keep us away from danger, away from potential dying. The ego works with our memories, and it works with our feelings. It works with our nervous system. It works with our internal system. It is collaborating with the body to keep you safe. You gotta know that the ego is trying to keep us safe from perceived danger. Not factual danger, not if it is actual danger, but it's perceiving it as danger. So when it takes on a spiritual disguise, we call it the spiritual ego or the undercover ego. A lot of people then start to project their hate and their pain and their shame and their guilt on this ego. But the ego is not evil. It's not out here trying to make you feel worse. It's just doing its job. It's just doing what it is meant to do, to protect you. So the undercover ego, aka the spiritual ego, can show up as a loving voice, an empowering voice, but it is just speaking to keep us where we are. It's to keep us from exploring the unknown. It wants to avoid the unknown because the unknown, it does not know. It only knows what it knows, and it knows the past, and it knows memories, and it knows how you felt in certain experiences. So it has a data, I can say, it has a data of feelings, of thoughts, of ideas, of beliefs that it can use to protect you from the next now moment that might be dangerous. Like I wrote down, it says, it wants to protect us even if it means we don't expand into more love and joy. Crazy, I know. So I want to share with you a personal experience that I have with the undercover ego and that I became aware of, because you know the very important thing here is strengthening your discernment and practicing listening to these different voices that start to arise within our system. Because when we're not allowing ourselves to be present and we don't practice being present, we might not be able to discern between the two. We might not be able to discern between what is love and what is fear, because the undercover ego, like I said, it is subtle. It is subtle. It really makes you believe that what it's doing is the right thing, and what you're doing is the right thing, just so you don't go into the unknown, aka love. So let me share with you an example that I experienced as a content creator in regards to the undercover ego, aka the spiritual ego. When I have an idea to make a video, let's say this video today, what can arise is the inner voice saying, today is not the right day. Your energy feels off. You actually should wait for a better moment. Like, it sounds loving, it sounds empowering, like it has my best interest, you know, to wait for a better moment when I feel better. But in reality, it's actually the undercover ego preventing me from addressing what I feel to begin with. Because what I did in the past, what I have done in the past, is that I had an idea for a video. Then the undercover ego told me that right now is not the moment because, you know, you feel off. You know, just no, not right now. What I did in those moments was, okay, yeah, that seems about right. I do feel kind of weird, or I do feel kind of off. It doesn't feel fully aligned, indeed. But instead of addressing how I really felt and then starting to reflect on why I feel the way I feel, I just moved on into the next. And I carried the off feeling into the next creation, and I continued feeling off. And I continued saying, okay, no, let's not do this right now, or maybe even go do nothing because I feel off and there's nothing that I can do, because everything that I do, I want to do with an aligned feeling. I want to feel good doing what I do. So if I feel off, am I not supposed to be doing anything? This is the undercover ego, because if I start addressing how I feel, now I am in the unknown. Now I'm exploring. Now I'm being an explorer in the unknown of my feelings, in something that is there. I don't know what it is, so I don't know what it is. And if I start exploring what this is, I'm now in the unknown, and I'm going to be tapping in with love to feel what I feel, to hold space for what I feel, and to then let it go. Holding on to emotions and feelings is one form of the undercover ego, because holding on is the known. It knows these feelings. What is on the other side of feeling your feelings, the ego doesn't know. It's never certain. It's never certain what you feel after you feel your feelings. It is never certain what thoughts you will have after you feel your feelings. So if you feel uncomfortable, the ego actually makes you believe that's good. You should stay there, because in a way it is comfortable for the ego, because it knows what that's like. You feel uncomfortable, you feel not good. It can work with that, and it even can work in a way that is going to prevent you from doing what you love doing. Because to do what you love doing is to first realign with love, to feel your feelings, to address how you feel. What is a process of transformation? What is a process of growth? Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is the unknown. We don't know what lays on the other side. And the ego is just here to protect you from what potential dangers lay on the other side of you feeling your feelings. So like I wrote down, instead of sitting with my emotions and processing them, I would ignore them and just move on. This keeps me in my comfort zone, away from growth. So I want to share with you some more examples of the undercover ego, because working with the clients that I've worked with, I have seen the undercover ego play out so good. It's such a good actor. It is actually mind-blowing to me that us as humans, we are so smart and our brain is so evolved that we allow something that was just meant to protect us from really simple dangers, that it now is literally going undercover to stop us from evolving as a human. Isn't that crazy? I think it's insane. So the undercover ego shows up in many subtle ways, especially for those of us on a path of love and alignment. Here are a few examples to consider, so I want to share with you the examples. The first one, procrastination. I love that word. I don't know how to write it. I don't know how to fully say it every time, but we just did it. Disguised as self-care. Ooh, that one shows up for most people. Waiting to take action. I will do that when I feel more aligned. While honoring your energy is important, yes, sometimes alignment only comes through action. Emotion is energy in motion. And actually, to create alignment is to create and make decisions, to choose, to make a choice. Procrastination is waiting to make a choice while actually you're making the choice to not make a choice, because everything we do is a choice. Like everything is a choice. It might not be a conscious choice. It might not be a choice where you can say, I made the choice to procrastinate. No, procrastination is something that happens subconsciously, unconsciously. It unfolds because the undercover ego is at play. It's telling you, it's whispering to you that actually right now is not the moment. And this is not the divine timing. This is not the soul or the heart telling you this is not the time. Because the heart and the soul will tell you that in this very moment, you feel not good, or you are out of alignment, and it's time to come back to love. It's time to align. It's time to create a space, a container, to allow yourself to feel how you feel and to address where you are. Because love is the truth. Love is truth. Love is light. Light is love. Light is truth. It goes full circle. If we're not facing the truth, there's probably the undercover ego at play, and it's making us not leap into the unknown. It's procrastinating us from growth. It's keeping us in the comfort zone, in the known. But as a great mentor told me, the comfort zone is not comfortable. It actually sucks to be in the comfort zone. Definitely if you feel the soul calling to express. Because the soul loves to express, it loves to grow, it loves to evolve, it wants to evolve. That's the whole point. The whole point it incarnated in you right now is to learn and grow, to experience life and to experience your humanness. And to stay where you are only creates attention. It creates so much tension, and it's not comfortable at all, but it is the comfort zone in regards to what the mind knows, because it knows how that is, it knows what you think, it knows how you feel. So there's nothing unknown. Well, that's the illusion to begin with, because at the end of the day, we don't know everything, and at any time the universe can come in, life can come in, and knock on your door and say, somebody died. You will now experience different emotions and you will have to feel those. Another one, another big one. This one is crazy. Definitely for those who have a tendency to be logical, to make decisions based on logic. I personally don't believe in logic. Logic is an illusion. It doesn't exist. Discernment, using your mind wisely with knowledge. Yes, logic, that's actually not a thing, but here it is. 2. Rationalizing staying small. It's not the right time to take that leap. The universe will guide me. This can be fear speaking, not faith. So, seizing an opportunity. Thinking that right now is not the right time to seize an opportunity makes no sense, because if something presents itself to you, it was the right time for it to present itself to you. But the undercover ego wants you to procrastinate, to wait. I definitely want to point that out because we're going to get into it in a moment, but waiting. The ego does not like to make decisions because the decision means to leap in the unknown once again. The universe will guide me, giving our power away outside of ourselves. We are sovereign beings. We are the ones to make a decision. We are the ones to decide. Does that mean that we always make the right decisions? No. Does that mean we always will make decisions? Yes. Does that mean we can learn from those decisions? Yes. If we choose to see it as a lesson. If we see it as a curse, if we see that the decision we made is wrong, it's bad, it was not good, I want to do that over, I wish I had done that different, that is all actually the undercover ego making you look away from actually addressing how you feel about the decision you made, and that you might regret it, and that you might feel guilty, or that you might feel shame, because those things are not bad at all. If you regret making a decision, that's amazing if you know that, because that means that you can address the regret. Why are you regretting this? What is that? What is the deeper meaning of that regret? What can you learn from regretting that? What new decision could you make that you won't regret, that actually is calling you to heal that feeling of regret or shame or guilt? So rationalizing staying small is the undercover ego basically using logic to tell you that, yeah, let's look around, let's see our life. It doesn't seem like our life is calling for that decision, for that opportunity. Well, that is giving our power away to something externally. Well, we can always make a decision right now. And yes, we can as well say no to something. But at least we're taking accountability, the truth, to say no. And then we got to deal with the consequences of how we feel about that. And that's the unknown. Once again, that's where our growth lays. To say no means to grow. They're around. Okay, let's go to 3. Fear disguised as empowerment. I don't need external validation. I'm enough on my own. Yes, you are. But it doesn't mean you cannot ask for support, that you cannot receive validation, reassurance. You can always ask. But to ask for those things, once again, what does that make us feel? Uncomfortable. It might even bring up limiting beliefs about ourselves. It might bring up the idea that we don't deserve that. We're not enough. We're not worthy. They will hate us. They will not like us. They will reject us. There's so much possibility there of feeling in danger. Then I wrote down, well, self-sufficiency is valuable. This could also be a way to avoid vulnerability, like I just said. What gives the ego power? Time. Can you believe it? Yes, because the ego is a part of this physical reality. It's right here with us to protect us. What is as well within this physical reality? The illusion of time. Time exists. And since the ego is an illusion, just pointing it out there, time is too. They love each other. They are the great team, time and the ego. So we often say, and I thought of this when I was sitting with this, time heals all wounds. It's true. It's true because healing is not linear. Healing takes time. Healing is very fluent. You know, after 4 years of feeling good, you might all of a sudden feel like shit because 4 years ago, my grandpa died and I never even allowed myself to process that. Well, right now somebody told me their grandpa died and it just brought up everything. And I didn't even know that was still there. But over time, and I talked about this in my last video about going out of the comfort zone, the ego builds more resistance to things it fears over time. The more time you wait, the more time you give to those ideas of not growing, of not making a decision, of not moving forward, the more power you give these ideas of fear, of the comfort zone, of what is actually limiting your growth. Because if you are not making a decision, if you have allowed yourself to not make a decision for a few months, this thing that you are not making a decision about has gained so much resistance, so much power, so much weight. It probably feels so heavy. And it as well feels so scary to then make that decision because you have grown the gap between the moment you had the idea to make the decision and the moment you actually are going to make the decision. And what was stopping you from making that decision? The undercover ego. Because making that decision meant to grow, meant to release, meant to let the ego die. Life is transforming. Life is changing. Life is fluid. It's flexible. It releases and it brings in new. We're constantly transforming. We're constantly reborn. Every day we wake up, we got a new opportunity. Every now moment you can make a decision that will change the course of your life. This does mean that whatever the ego was protecting you from, it needs to die. It needs to be released because it's holding you back from making that decision to begin with. It's really important to remember that the ego is innocent. The ego is not your enemy. It does seem like it's evil. And it does seem like it's in the way. But to say, the ego itself is innocent. Doing God forces of fear, of hate, of evil that want to hold us back? Yes. Will they make use of the undercover ego? Yes. So it's very important to realize that the ego itself is innocent, but there might be energies that will feed onto these thoughts and feelings that the ego as well uses. And it will use you to give your power away to something externally, to not make decisions yourself, to be sovereign within, because then you're powerful. You're so bright. You're magic. You create a change, a shift. You allow other people to make powerful choices as well. And you allow other people to feel and change and grow as well. Like me, for example. I'm making this video and I always say this. There are energies, forces that don't want me to do this. And so they will knock on the door of my undercover ego and give me some good ideas. But I'm empowered. I know these voices. I hear these voices. And I'm not going to choose them. And I as well will not blame my ego for holding me back. Because all it knows is to protect me. It's like a protective friend who doesn't understand the difference between real danger and the discomfort of growth. For example, when we're really nervous to meet the love of our lives. We might have had such an experience where we were just so nervous, but it was something so exciting and like a dream of ours. The ego assumes it's dangerous and wants to pull back because you feel all the nerves, you feel like, whoa, oh my God. It doesn't realize that that excitement and fear can feel the same in the body. The ego doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement. Always remember that. When you get very excited about something, if you are literally like, I had this the other day where I got new subscribers for my YouTube channel and I was so excited, and then all of a sudden my ego was like, that's dangerous, because the excitement in my body that my body started to like feel like more exhilarated. It doesn't know that does not mean that it doesn't know that it thinks I'm afraid. It thinks there's a potential threat out there that I'm feeling these feelings for, that my body has a reaction to that. But no, it's actually excitement. The ego wants to keep us safe, even if that means holding us back from greater love, happiness, and freedom. So, tools to recognize and move beyond the undercover ego. Pause and reflect. It's literally the discomfort of being present. It literally dissolves the ego. The moment you become present and look at what is going on, how you're feeling, what you're thinking, the ego can start to pop up and say, no, 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 no. But it's already too late because you're already there. You're already present. You already have set in motion that you will let this go. You will look at it, because the moment you look at it, it has no power no more. So before making a decision, you can ask yourself, is this coming from love and expansion or fear and contraction? 2, feel to heal. If the undercover ego tells you to avoid something, take a moment to explore the underlying emotion. Sit with it, journal, or meditate. Because yes, the undercover ego will literally make you avoid something your whole entire life until you die and never even realized. It's really sad. And then 3, take small, brave actions. Challenge your comfort zone gently and consistently. Remember, alignment often comes after we take action, not before. We create alignment by being alignment. Being is a decision. Being is action from that decision. Then we are either in our desired embodiment or we're not. And if we're not, it's up to you to return back to the present, to feel your feelings, and to make a new decision to set yourself up for alignment once more. So where is your undercover ego holding you back in the name of protection? Is it stopping you from taking a leap in your career, expressing your true self, or pursuing a relationship? So take a moment today to reflect and ask, am I truly honoring my highest good, or am I letting fear guide me? The ego is a part of us, but it doesn't have to define us. We can show it love, thank for its protection, and still choose to grow. We can say thank you. Thank you, ego, for telling me that that might be potentially dangerous, but I know that I want to actually go there. I want to meet that person. I want to make that video. I want to stand on that stage. I know I'm terrified, but it's not dangerous. It's not a threat of my life. So let me know how all of that resonated with you. Thank you so much for receiving all those insights that I came to. Thank you for receiving my channel, my perspectives. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel that you are overcoming your undercover ego, your spiritual ego, and you're stepping into the unknown. You're choosing to step into your potential, the possibilities, the unknown, your highest timeline, because your highest timeline is a life of love, and love is the unknown. So you're choosing to continuously choose the infinite possibilities, and the possibilities that the ego has not yet identified with. Good one. That was a last code, a last drop. Mic drop. That was it. Yes. We're gonna stop there. So thank you so much. I wish you such a beautiful day today. If you want to like, subscribe to the channel, it would be amazing. And I will see you in the next one.